Now, the legal travels of former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, has taken a significant turn. A High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, sitting in Maitama, Abuja, has admitted Godwin Emefiele to bail with stringent conditions. The presiding judge, Yusuf Halilu, ruled that Emefiele must produce 2 sureties, of which own properties valued at no less than 2 billion naira within Abuja. Emefiele has been given a 72-hour window to fulfill the bail conditions, warning that failure to do so will result in him being remanded in custody. Emefiele, talk to me. Now that court has granted Godwin Emefiele, yes, with stringent conditions, is this a victory or a temporary relief for the former CBN governor?
If I get it correctly, this has to do with the property in Abuja. So this is not like a fresh case, and so it will not distract us from other cases. Okay. And just to remind people, this was a case that he probably started it. You know, we thought we had buried the matter. There's a final forfeiture. The property has been taken. So, but he said, hey,
I want to
get them, you know, and that was the audacity that made EFCC to file fresh charge. In the first place, how dare you, when you didn't come out to tell us you had anything to do with it? So basically,
nobody claimed ownership.
Exactly. So basically, I just feel that this is expected. Any judge will grant this, and this will even impede his movement. I want to believe that his passport must have been seized in other cases that has been handling before now. And so for me, I don't want to go into the merit of the case, but one thing is clear: this is not a big deal. You know, it's all about. Now you start
the process.
So, sorry for speaking pidgin. You started it off. So basically, it's just for us to say that the case has started.
Okay.
You don't need to be in the cell. Just go get your bail, but we'll come back at the adjourned date.
I mean, his counsel said that he's on bail in 3 separate cases and has asked the court to extend the same bail terms to this present charge.
No, they cannot.
I mean, do you see these arguments as justified based on the nature of the case?
The man must earn his pay, so it's okay. Can ask for it. Because I understand he's already been admitted to bail 3 times, but for 3 different cases. And in the last count, I think he has about 12 cases pending. And some of them have not even started. Yesterday, somebody was telling me that EFCT should even start the case of those cars.
Okay, for the ambition, when he wanted to run.
A serving public officer who have the audacity to run for office. But I said that's purely not a criminal case. Just a case of incompetent oversight by those who are appointed him. Because normally a CBN governor doing that is a sign of a failed state. But that's really not my problem. I just want people to know that this is one of the many cases hanging on the net of Mr. Emefiele. And I'm sure that by the end of the day, we'll still add him to more than 6 or 7 bills. But I don't think any of them are going to make any fundamental difference to the main cases that he has to answer.
All right, still talking about the cases, let's look at the possibility of consolidating his cases. I mean, is this something the legal team, involved should work towards, bringing all of them together?
Because, in some cases, EFCC is the prosecutor. In another case, DSS is the prosecutor. In another case, the police, the state, the Ministry of Justice. So they have different mandates. And some of these issues have their peculiarities. Some are financial crime related. That's allegation of financial crime. Some are, something that has to do with abuse of office. So these are issues on different levels. So they don't need to put them together. It's just to say that for those who are in office, it's a pointer to them that the peace and the perks of office that you enjoy, if you don't do it well, your peace may be taken away from you when you leave office. So it's all about, why don't you just leave and rest? Why get yourself encumbered in a lot of
exactly.
things that can take away your peace.
A whole lot.
You understand? There are many past. Someone like Soludo, he was CBN governor.
Yeah, it's Sanusi, and
In fact, I listened to his speech at platform where he was even referring to that even counseled the former CBN governor who is facing this thing, and he ignored him. So these are just consequences for. I am not preempting what the outcome will be, but I'm just looking at the plethora of cases that he had to deal with. So I think those were things that are unnecessary. He actually asked for it, and he has gotten it.
Okay, let's look at the bail conditions. I mean, do you see him capable of meeting the bail conditions?
Well,
some of them are stringent.
2 billion naira.
2 billion and not 2 billion, 2 billion naira, and also properties in Abuja.
I'm sure I can meet the bail.
Shorties.
Because don't forget, this man was CBN governor serving 2 administrations. I think it was inherited.
Yeah, Jonathan
it was inherited by the Buhari administration, and he served the full term until he was kicked out. So I think this is not, like we said, just part of the process. You get the bail, all things being equal, but you not change the fundamentals of the way government is prosecuting all the cases.
Property is valued at 2 billion.
I'm sure there are properties valued at 2 billion somewhere. Not in my neck of woods, but I'm sure there are somewhere where you can get properties worth 2 billion. Because, like we are very extravagant people.
I mean, talking about this, some, like I said, some have said that, oh, this bail condition, is stringent and all. But another question is, why do you think the court actually decided to make it this stringent?
It's also
saying 2 billion naira, worth of properties and.
I think it's because of the cost
they don't trust him. They feel maybe he might jump bail or something.
One, then two, the cost involved. Usually, that's one of the things some of these judges look at. If somebody can lay claim to such property, worth billions of naira, then you should have friends, who could also do this.
And at the level that he served.
Do you get? So if it is not something that is laying claim to, I'm being careful not to go into.
Yeah, I get you.
I just feel that it's not something stringent. It's not something stringent. It will be stringent if it is something that, dealing with 20 million and 30 million thieves, because there are categories of thieves. And the fella who always say there are pen robbers and all those things. So it's just to say that it's nothing big. Trust me, we didn't want before 24 hours.
No, he has 24 hours. He has
72 hours.
Wednesday 12 noon.
But within 24 hours, the boys will show up. But then there's a bigger call. The bigger call is let's have some level of humanity in people who are governing us. Let us have some sense of. Because we're already analyzing how this house is should be done. We're already looking at, hey, this is one out of many issues that you shouldn't bother yourself. But since he has brought it up and he felt,
he bothered himself.
Let's go into court and look at this. Because I'm also looking at the cost of hiring a lawyer.
It doesn't stop EFCC from doing what they are doing already.
Okay. All right. Godwin calling in from Lekki. Godwin, let's talk.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yeah. I want to be on to with the program.
Okay, go ahead.
On this Emefiele matter, I'm thinking about the legal aspect. Now, who does he have as his counsels, as his lawyers?
That we don't have that information.
Why can't they advise him? Why can't they advise him? Because what he's doing now is not supposed to be done. A matter has been dragged down, and he's raising it that he's the owner. Even if he's the owner, how come he's able to have such money to build duplexes of about 753? So if I were him, that's the end. They're going to reclaim and say he's the owner. So if you check all these things, our lawyers also have hands in all this, in these our country's problems.
Okay.
I don't know why, even in some cases, in some cases you see them prolonging cases that are not supposed to be prolonged. So I just think it should just die the matter and forget about it. It's not the owner.
All right then.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I mean, the wheel of justice grinds.
But it grinds.
Exactly, but it grinds. So he wants quick justice, but I don't think that's the way. Right?
I actually made a point that is, apart from the legalists, it's talking about the moral question. I think we lost that a long time ago.
The moral question.
Nigeria leaders don't pretend anymore that they are poor. There was a time somebody will park in Lamborghini in the house.
Morally, right?
Morally,
poor.
All they have is money. They are extremely poor. All they have is just money. So I think, because remember there was a time in Nigeria that a sitting premier will have to ask for a loan to build the house. And he must bring the receipts to show that he got a loan to build the house. People on salaries of 300,000 have children in Canada and the US concurrently.
How?
And most of them are on level 14, level 15. So I think we will be pretending to ourselves as journalists, or pretending to ourselves as the face of our people, that somebody will not have ability to generate this confidence. Because it's no longer news. There is a state in Nigeria I cannot mention on here. They have an association of Yahoo mothers.
Yeah, we've heard that.
We know a state in Nigeria that the first lady had to start a campaign because every house is proud to have a girl in Italy. You are that proud that, okay, I get daughter for that place. So your own daughter will date.
All right.
So we've lost the moral battle a long time ago.
Now, still talking about justice, in wrapping up this conversation, I mean, now that he's about to be granted bail, okay, that's if he meets the bail conditions, do you think, should Nigerians nurse that fear or not, that he will be available to face charges and justice will be served?
You see, justice is only, it's subjective. In the sense that if he wins the case, some people will celebrate that justice has been served. If he loses this case and the forfeiture stands, some will also celebrate justice is served.
So it depends on where it swings.
So let's leave it to the court.
The courts.
But like you said, the issue of morality, it's a very big question. I want to learn now. It has turned to a school for us. This case has turned to a school. How someone can convince the court as a public office holder, you know, building 753 cases. Duplexes. I want to learn. I want to learn so many issues that have been raised against. And probably, maybe Emefiele was just the target this time around. How many former public office holders who have done this to us, and some people have turned blind eye, and some people have overlooked previous government, current government, future government. Some of them are selective. We can't deny that. But like you said, the question is, how poor are they morally? You understand? I cannot, you know, I'm hearing this for the first time, but it's not a shock. But I'm hearing for the first time, Association of Yahoo Mothers.
Yes.
And somebody is asking that where are we in our moral compass? It is disturbing. It is heart-wrenching. It's just for us to begin to look at rebuilding our moral fabric.
Absolutely.
Because it's quite disturbing.
Anyway, gentlemen, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Thank you so much, gentlemen. GKB. As always, thank you so much for having this conversation right here on Journalist Hangout. Kaidila Dendi, you know, I always appreciate you.
And always a pleasure to be with GKB.
People are turning me to
all right, thank you so much.
Socrates of the program.
Thank you so much, our producer. Thank you so much for doing this with us. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode.